It's the fabled, the long-awaited Nice Guys Response Part 3. We've done 2 others, so check those out. There was always a good time. We get to revisit old episodes and old comments because we were bombarded and I was too lazy to respond to them in a timely fashion.
The human race is divided in 2 distinct sexes, male and female. While the typical man is a simple creature, there exists a subgroup, the nice guy, a dying breed of chivalrous, romantic, domesticated gentlemen whose qualities are desired by the opposite sex, allegedly. However, they are dismissed and confined in such concepts as the bestie, work husband, and the dreaded friend zone. Joe, Jason, and Manny are the last of the nice guys.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of the last of the nice guys. I'm sorry.
The nice of the last guys.
I am the nicest of the last guys.
It's a damn lie.
Nobody. No, that's a huge lie.
Said no woman ever.
Said no woman or man ever. Get it right.
Agreed.
Okay. Now that we got that out of the way, let me just say that today's episode is a comment-only episode, and per our request, Jason's request, it's called, what's it called again, Jay? I'm sorry.
Thank you for tuning in to A Nice Guy's Response, Part 3.
I swear to God, every single time I'm supposed to say the title, I always blank out and forget it.
Because as a host, you are awful, but you have room to grow. We're only at episode 58 or 60, so I think
I give it until 100. I
say the same thing. By 100, your intros will not sound like this is your first day on the job. So
exactly,
it looks good. So great. Yes, it's the fabled, the long-awaited Nice Guys Response Part 3. We've done 2 others, so check those out. There was always a good time. We get to revisit old episodes and old comments because we were bombarded and I was too lazy to respond to them in a timely fashion. So this is how we're gonna work it out. Manny has his own because Manny, in his glory, has decided to put up our clips on his YouTube channel, and they are getting trashed, absolutely trashed. So with that being said, we're going to rotate between the comments that I have from YouTube, Instagram, WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, and he's going to give it from his own special YouTube channel, which is an absolute dumpster fire. So without further ado, we're going to start with mine. I'm going to hit up with, let's see, where do I want to start? So friggin' many. All right. We're going to go from Adrian Robinson. Now, I forget what episode this is about. Maybe it's in the comment. But he says, the clash of realities and the rise of the individual. Everyone is an individual living in their own world. They then form little countries with flags of opinions to confirm that reality. Your house is your castle. You have the right to do what you think and you wish to do in your home. But outside, keep your opinions to yourself. The fact is, a large majority of the offended use some of the most offensive tactics to beat their reality into yours. Now, I think this was, which episode was this? You remember?
It sounds like the last one that we did.
No, I don't think so. Let me look it up real quick. But what do you guys think about this? This is what we were talking about. It's clearly we're talking about gender roles and how this stuff is being beaten into us. Nope, that's not him.
It sounds like he's saying that there's a specific opinion for every person in regards to gender roles.
There it is, episode 55. Is it wrong for us to is it bad? Is it offensive to call women females? That's what he's referring to.
That
yes,
fabled episode. Yeah.
that's fantastic episode. That episode that absolutely destroyed one of my. Anyway, so I mean, I absolutely agree with Adrian. Adrian knows what he's talking about, and I think we pretty much said this that you can feel and think what you want to feel, but when you start shoving it down the throats of just every and anybody, it's kind of wrong. As long as I'm respecting your opinion, you're respecting my opinion, I don't see why we can't cohabitate. But when you
Like
say
religion.
that's a bad analogy. But
Yeah, it is.
like for example, I think the story that Joe told. Joe told a story saying a friend of a friend is identifying something else, and he tells everybody now, I will be offended if you use the wrong pronouns.
Right.
In his presence, not or in their presence. Sorry, in their presence. So they want them and they, not him or her, even if referring to something that's clearly a masculine and a feminine pronoun situation. Right. So that's what Adrian is saying. You're use the most offensive tactics to beat their reality into yours. Just because you think this way, we need to now absolutely agree with you and absolutely deal with it. I'll accept calling you them and they, but I'm going to call my man him because he's a he kind of thing. He identifies as a he. He is a he. I'm going to call him a he. Just because you feel offended by it, I'm not going to not call my homie, who is a he, never identified as anything else but a he. So that's what he's referring to. Gents, response.
I mean, this goes back to exactly what we spoke about on the episode. It's more. I agree with Adrian. Number one, I will say that. Number two, I say that if you're changing your title as a person, but everyone sees who you really are. I think that the majority of people who are kind of like a not give a F type attitude, like who have the I don't give a F type attitude, are probably gonna look at you and say, yeah, so dude, or yeah, so do you or they'll call you like he by accident, but they'll keep on saying it because when someone sees somebody from appearance, you're basically judging that person just alone by appearance. So if you're a he and you look like a he, then he's calling you a he, or she's calling you a he. But yeah, I mean, like, to have an opinion based off of that, I don't think these things should be opinions. I'm sorry, but I mean, again, I don't want us to get canceled for this because
who's us? I mean, again, we share the same podcast platform. We are three individual men. Everybody, ladies and gentlemen, just throwing that out there. Carry on, Joe.
Like I said before, this prick interrupted me.
If it makes you feel good about yourself, I actually spelled my name wrong in the Zoom session. So there you go.
Fantastic. So I don't want to go ahead and have us look like the bad guys for in my opinion, saying the obvious. No, I mean, I again, people will get offended by these things, but it is what it is at the end of the day. And if you look like a he, then you're a he. If you look like a she, you're a she. And if people mistaken you by accident, don't get offended. I mean, that's what you are. Biological.
Man, did you want to like bring it back full circle? Maybe salvage his comment.
Okay, so my thing is, if you are an individual that identifies a certain kind of way, you need to communicate that to everybody. You can't obviously, flip the switch when a perfect stranger comes up to you and uses the wrong pronoun to you. They don't know who you are. They don't know what you identify as. They don't know what you're going through.
They probably don't care either.
Yeah, they probably don't even care. So you have to give everybody the benefit of the doubt to at least try. I was listening to the radio this morning, and I don't remember where, but there was a massage parlor that
that's what's up.
That people go to, and they go into the saunas in the back, so everybody's completely naked, and there's two separate areas, obviously, for the male gender and the female gender. And I guess there was this transgender individual who still had all of his male assets and walked into the female area butt naked, and all the women lost their shit over it because there was, I guess, one or a few mothers had their smaller children there, like a 14-year-old and a 10-year-old or whatever. And here walks in this transgender with his big old flopping, what have you,
Damn.
sausage, and it created an
Sausage.
uproar.
Of
Yeah,
course.
it created uproar, and people were protesting the next day. You know, just basically saying like this isn't supposed to be allowed. This isn't okay. How do you allow this to happen? No one's taking anybody's feelings into consideration, which is actually not true because again, this individual is a transgender person, and they felt like, or they identify as a woman, and they walked into the woman's side. And of course, all the moms were like, "Oh, my 14-year-old daughter's never seen a penis before, and now that the image is going to be in the head, and blah 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 blah, and what have you." So the protests basically went from cancel the spa to transgender like was it phobic transphobic
Transphobic, yeah.
transphobic, and it was a fight on both sides. I don't know what the hell happened at the end of that story, but again, in situations like that, it's just you have to give the ability for people to be able to understand, communicate properly, and give them the chance. And it has to work on both sides, man. Like it can't be one-sided where I don't want to be that part. Yeah, but I mean, it's always one-sided, but still
One-sided.
Everybody's just got to understand. I mean, the world that we're in today, every we got to stop fighting. I mean, look at Joe in those tight shorts. And he's got a monkey on his shoulders. Let's not even get started with what that means. But
First of all, that monkey's name gave me better attention than most people usually do nowadays. It's one.
You went home.
Two.
You went home with that monkey, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah, you did. I know.
Yeah.
All right. So we're gonna move on to the next topic, next comment topic. Unless Manny, how many topics do you have? How many comments do you have?
I'm still typing, man. I got one.
Fantastic. You carry on, sucker.
Yeah.
The next one comes from Crystal, and she says, and again, I didn't put where this came from, so I'm gonna have to assume a couple of points. Oh, this came from the same episode. I already know it. A couple of points. That guy sounds like Sheldon from The Big Bang Theory. His way of thinking is the only one that matters. As far as a female term, I call females females. That guy needs to hush until he turns his P into a V. And Jay, I can tell you that me and my BF did Dutch on the first date, and we're almost words. So we did read this one. I don't maybe you read it. I don't think you read it on air.
I've never heard this one before.
Okay, no, but I did reference it when I said, Crystal, you need to come on the podcast because I need to know this story. So you referenced it. But yeah.
So she was referring to me or Manny?
When?
No, she was referring to the person.
She was referring to the individual that inspired that episode.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So
and sometimes you. It's always you.
Well, yeah. So it's always about you. So
the ladies love me.
Again, Crystal, I don't know if you've listened to us or caught up yet, but I again absolutely extend the invitation. Please go on the podcast.
Oh, she's responded
to this. When? Where? On YouTube?
Yeah. No, to me.
Oh, okay. Well, then I need to hear the response to the response. What's her response to that? I know I called out Crystal until I wanted to come on the podcast. I wanted her to explain the who, what, where, when, and why, and how they went Dutch on the first date, and how that led to 4 years of what I would presume is bliss. When I am fully on board of saying no woman in their right mind would accept this on a first date and still talk to the dude afterwards. So I need to understand, how she's of course a unicorn. It's not the norm, but clearly it happens.
What's the definition as a unicorn to you? Like a unicorn?
A unicorn is a rare woman who is the exact opposite of everything that we gripe about. It's the exact opposite of everything that we've complained about. That is understanding, provides peace.
She's what Kevin Samuels would call
a high value woman.
No, what's that? He says FBI and CIA. What's the term?
Oh, I don't know those. I don't think I ever heard those terms. But...
He uses the terms FBI and CIA, and
CIA stands for the men. It's I don't remember what the F stands for, but
you know what I'm talking about though, Manny, right?
Yeah, I stands for damn, I forgot.
See, I maybe I listened to a lot of Kevin Samuels and I haven't heard him use those terms.
No, he basically uses men and women, like,
CIA is confident, intellectual, assertive, and FBI is, I can't remember. FBI.
It's probably feminine. Okay,
it's
I don't know.
definitely feminine, I think, for the F
It's
word. Yeah,
feminine, but again, I don't know. I haven't heard him use those terms, so I'm probably not listening to all the good
right.
stuff.
So is your friend Crystal that, like, in a good way? Like, is that what she like? She's basically everything that we would want in a woman. Is what you're saying?
You know, because she's too light skinned for you.
But when I use the
Allegedly.
unicorn, this particular situation that she's referring to is a very unicorn type thing. I.e., I'm not saying that because I don't know her personally, so I can't say she is the anti. But when I refer to unicorn, it's something that is fabled. It only exists in myths, but people have sworn they've seen it. So what I'm saying. She says she went Dutch on the first date, and they've been together since 4 years, and I believe it. But for my sensibilities, there's got to be another story there. So I have to see what it is, and that's why I call it a unicorn until I'm proven otherwise. But even then, she's still against the norm. Most women, 99.9% of women, no matter how sweet they are, how nice they are, they're gonna talk shit about you afterwards. But they definitely would not go Dutch on the first date. They wouldn't go Dutch on several days. They probably won't go Dutch until you're dating them for a while, and they've gotten over that whole white knight nonsense. So Crystal, again, well, you said she get a response. What was her response, Manny?
She says that she watched the episode and she realizes she got called out, and that was the end of it.
She didn't get called out.
Well, she said, I see I got called out. LOL.
Oh, well, yeah, I guess, but call more like a call to action. Get on this podcast, tell us your story. I want to hear it. I'm curious.
Yeah, because if she's what you say she is, we wouldn't call her out.
No. It's not one of those things. It's not one of those things where like I want to break down your story and say how wrong you are. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm just genuinely curious under what
like
circumstances.
90% of our other listeners.
Right. I'm genuinely curious as to the circumstances that led to going Dutch. Was it pre-arranged, not pre-arranged, pre-agreed upon? Is that just how she gets down, where she doesn't want to feel like she owes guys? Did she go Dutch with every guy she's ever dated? Was it his idea? Did somebody lose their wallet? I want to know what the circumstances. I'm curious because again, it's not the norm. So Crystal, not calling you out, but I'm calling you to action. Get on here and since you're saying that you're the norm, you're not the norm, that it happens. Tell us the situation. I'd love to hear it. Guys, any other comments, responses to her comments before we move on?
Nah.
No, I definitely think she should come on. That'd be great. I'm curious.
I agree. And I also agree with her comment about he who inspired that episode. Moving on. The next episode, this is from episode 57. Is a man obligated to make sure the mother of his children is good?
Ooh,
very good episode.
Adrian
Robinson,
this is the one I like.
Adrian Robinson says, you can get a job. I may need some cleaning services, data entry, a ride to the airport, respectfully, may even overpay you, but money for air doesn't compute. So basically, Mr. Robinson is against it. He does not feel like it is a man's responsibility to make sure that the mother of his children is good.
Yeah, I went off that episode. My God.
What do you guys feel about Mr. Robinson's comment?
No, I agree, man. Like he said, get a job. It's real simple. Like why is it somebody else's responsibility to take care of you? It again, as we spoke about in the episode, it's one thing to be friendly and casual. It's another thing to full on take it over completely as if the relationship was still going. Once it's over, it's over. You figure it out on your own. I mean, again, like you said, and you brought it up in the episode, no one's going to do it for the man. So why is it got to be reversed?
I agree. I mean, and like I said, if a guy does do it, it's not because he's mature. It's because, he's not understanding. It's a gift. He's generous. It's a gift. And it's a gift that you have to earn. Mm-hmm. It's not something that he should be forced to do, or he's just a really nice guy, and he doesn't realize that there's a separation between the love of your children and the well-being and or what may or may not be love for their mom. I remember that when I was young and young father, and I didn't want to have kids, so I was very against it at first. But as I grew into it and grew to love my children, I had to realize I thought I was going to love their mom at a commensurate rate. I realized that my love for their mother was literally just for the fact that she gave me my kids. I was able to separate, saying I don't really love her. It's kind of like a spillover. It really is my kids, and because she gave me my kids, she was getting that kind of unconditionally, and it's not. It's different. Once they pop up your kids, you have two separate and independent relationships. The mother, the child, they're mutually exclusive. You can hate your kid's mom, but absolutely love and be there for your children. I wouldn't say vice versa, but vice versa. They're mutually exclusive. So feelings, finances, responsibilities, that's just how I feel. Uh, but Joe, did you want to add to that?
I mean, given the fact that I I'm completely 100% for the idea of just raising your kids without. I mean, if you're not in any situation with the other parent, I'm obviously totally for just focusing on your children, because I think that's what's more important. Especially if, let's just say, you're not, as Kevin Samuels would say, a high value man when it comes to finances. I don't think a lot of the men who don't make that, I mean, realistically, I don't think a lot of men who don't make a certain amount of money a year can be able to afford children. And let's just say you have more than one, and their mother, when you're not even with that person in a relationship. I don't think it makes sense. From a financial point, I don't think it makes sense. From a logical point, I just don't see why I have to take care of another grown woman. I don't see it. And it's I wouldn't say bad enough, but it's
bad enough.
No, I wouldn't say bad enough, because I was gonna say, like, my child is obviously getting older and he's becoming
Allegedly.
a teenager. So with that, like, why would I go ahead and put aside whatever I have to do in my life and waste my energy and time when I'm trying to go places myself as an individual to go ahead and help you out? And again, I'm not with you. The whole spectrum has changed. I'm not with you. If we were in a relationship and we were raising the kid together, that's completely different.
Absolutely.
Completely different.
But that's because you're a unit.
Right. Anybody would agree with that. But if you're not with the person and you're just taking care of your child, I don't like the energy being wasted on that is to me, it sounds like it's enormous. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't.
Sounds like you just need to go to a Pathway and get some groceries.
Yeah, right. Get some meat from downtown Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Right.
Let me
move
go
on.
drop off my kid and go pick up
The next comment.
Couple of waters and shit.
Episode 54. Are we a bunch of insecure punks? Crystal, I don't think you are insecure. I believe it's good to discuss things and how you feel. It makes you human. This guy sounds like a douchey troll. He's the exact guy I was taught to avoid. And then I don't know, Manny, you said something, and she goes, Manny, LOL. I've been called out several times, usually by my family, LOL. But my friends and my boyfriend will also say something. I appreciate it. It keeps me in check because I know I can be crazy. So, do you remember what comment that was that you said that got that response?
No.
Yeah, that's how long it's been. Unfortunately, it's been weeks ago. But I appreciate it, Crystal. You know that. Yeah, I still, again, I have no problem reading comments or emails that call us out. Why the hell not? Because I'm going to respond to it and move on. I still agree that we weren't insecure. We are not insecure by discussing these topics. We're being as real can be, and we're discussing them as best as we can.
No, because it's not favorable towards the person that's listening to it. We have to, and I'm saying this in a sarcastic way, we have to go ahead and make whatever we're saying, basically pleasing the audience. I'm not here to please people. This is a podcast about logic and truth for the most part. And
logic and our truth. I'm gonna put that caveat there. Logic and our truth.
Actually, you know what? You're right. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. You're right. Yeah. Our truth. Yes. I don't want to.
I pulled it up.
Wrong idea.
Okay, what did you say to her? What mean thing did you say this time?
He said, "What mean thing did you say to her?"
Oh wait.
That's what I thought. We're gonna move on to the next comment.
Or maybe it's got something to do within the episode, because there wasn't anything that I actually said in the comment section.
Okay, well, I'm pretty sure Crystal remembers. We're gonna move on to
My
episode.
my hold on. My
Huh?
sister sent
What?
one too.
What? Where?
In the same episode, bro.
I'm
You
pretty
just
sure.
don't.
I'm pretty sure it's somewhere there.
Oh, okay. I got it. Okay. So
Yeah.
her first comment was, oh yeah, this guy sounds like douche troll. My comment was me too. That's what she replied to. And then she said, I've been called out several times. So that's what it was. Um,
Okay.
my sister, yeah, you guys aren't insecure. That guy was taught to be the epitome or is the epitome of toxic masculinity, which is the problem with some people these days. Yes, your parent taught you yes, your parent taught you that, but our parents taught us things that no longer apply to today's world. The world that his dad taught him about no longer exists. And yes, he should send a letter to Dr. Manny.
That's that's actually very similar. If I'm not mistaken, that's eerily similar to what Joe said in the podcast. That you're what you were taught is old school and whatever. So I remember that. I don't know. It looks like Joe's kind of in and out right now. But our next comment from Crystal. We love Crystal. Come on the podcast. Okay. Episode 53. Left on Red. One of my favorite episodes where I get to just vent about personal life. I have left people on red, but I will admit that I can get distracted super easy. LOL. But because of this, I try not to look at the message until I can actually respond. I don't do it intentionally. I'm just a flake. Laugh my ass off. And of course, I responded with, "It's okay. We still love you anyway."
And I responded saying, I don't.
Correct. And this is the thing though, and I understand that this is the issue with some women. Some women are just natural flakes. Some women don't do it intentionally, but it does it excuse this. This is of course not about you, Crystal. We love you, but does it excuse it when it happens? No, I would prefer it never been being read, and then you respond, then looking at it, and then forgetting about it, and then when it becomes habitual, it's bad, especially if you're called out on it and you still do it. So left on red is a pet peeve of mine. It is. It's a pet peeve of mine. It's something I really try not to do, if at all possible. And if I do it, it's very, 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 very rare, and it's accidental. That's different. In these cases, with the examples that we had in that episode, that just seemed to be just their MO. Let me look at it. Let me ignore it, and then either I don't address it or I don't ever respond again. And that's the weirdest thing about it. So if you leave somebody in red, at least acknowledge, my bad, just saw this message, and then say what you want to say. But to completely not acknowledge that you ignored several messages or a message, what's the point?
Mhm.
I mean, and that's why for me, it's keep it moving. Gentlemen, left on red.
No, I agree, man.
One of my
Same,
favorite
same.
episodes too.
Yeah, same thing. I mean, at that episode got a lot of comments and a lot of reaction because I believe that everybody's sick of it. Everybody does it. Everybody's fell victim to it. So it actually it touches people on the
It
inside.
does.
So it is just it's inconvenient and it's annoying. And I guess when people start realizing that are not flaky, that they're doing it or it gets done to them, maybe they'll stop. Who knows? Who cares? I mean, it's nothing that kills my day. Doesn't happen to me because I just cut them off completely.
It's the new norm. That's what people do now. It's the new norm. That's why dating sucks. That's why.
Well, yeah, because
it's terrible.
you know what it's turned into, right? Because back in the day when you're on a phone call and someone says something that you don't like, you just hang up the phone like angrily. At
Right.
this
Yeah.
point, but that gives the emotional response. Here, it's just like I saw it and I chose not to say or do anything about it.
Right. Now, don't get me wrong. If anybody listens to the other episodes, I am now an actively and passive aggressively
Leave
leaving
her on
people on red. That's it. Those who have either done me wrong, and I use that term very loosely because you really can't do me wrong. You can upset me. You can have a behavior that I find undesirable. But the easiest way to say it is done me wrong with air quotes. Those are being left on red. I said, you know what? If it can be done to me, I'm gonna do it right back. I'm a eye for eye these people. Why the hell not? And then if they do leave me on red, and then pull this whole let's ignore the last message. Let's send you a message. I'm gonna pull a Manny and make it super uncomfortable for you, and then leave you on red. going forward. I mean, that's it. If this is the world we're living in, then I choose to play the game this way. Then that's it.
Yeah,
I either don't
that's
play
what
or I play this way.
that is the world we're living in, though.
And it's
That's exactly
unfortunate
what it
because I
is.
shouldn't have to be
Yep.
this guy, but that's it. You know, I will do this. You're gonna say whatever you're gonna say. You leave me on red. I'm gonna do it right back to you and see how you feel. And hopefully you'll just disappear. So we're gonna move on to the next comment. It's a series of comments, actually a conversation. This actually, most of these comments come from YouTube. This one is coming from Facebook Messenger. Shalina, a former coworker of mine who loves to casually listen to my stuff. Shalina says, and this is based upon should a man be responsible to make sure that his baby mama is good? She says yes, because if he's not raising the child, you still want to know the child is being taken care of right. He does not need to take care of her, but his responsibility is to make sure the child is in a good environment. He needs to take care of the child and co-parent. No entitlement, no entitlement is about the child. Hopefully that the two of you can co-parent in a good, sensible way. It goes both ways. So I don't know. I think she first responded in the beginning, thinking, "Yeah, you need to take care of." But I think when she heard more of the conversation, it began to be more like it's a two-sided thing. I agree with her. If when I say no, he's not responsible to make sure she's good, that is in the assumption that the father is in the child's life and very active, hyperactive. That's what I mean. If you're not hyperactive and you're a weekend father, then yeah, you need to make sure that environment is good, which unfortunately bleeds over into making sure that the baby mama is good, as long as she's not nuts. So remember, my response to this was about dads like me, like Manny, like Joe, fathers who are, yeah, at the very least active, and they're there and they're pulling their weight. Anything less
Yep.
than that, then yeah, you better make sure that the kid is taken care of by the person who's taking care of them, and that is your responsibility. So, Jen's response to her comments.
I think, yeah, I think like you said, initially she missed
Yeah,
the question entirely.
yeah,
What we were kind of aiming for was, is it the man's sole responsibility to not make sure that the person is good, but like, because obviously you want to make sure your child's living arrangements are stable, but that's common sense. If you're honestly, if you're somebody who doesn't care about that, you are a piece of shit.
yeah.
But that's not what we're saying. What we were asking, or what the post was originally saying, like, yo, it's your responsibility to make sure baby mama's good,
Right.
whether it's money, buying the new bag, making sure she's happy. Like, no, she's a baby mama, which considers that to be an ex, which is not like we're done. Like there's nothing there. If you're like I said in the episode, if you're an unhappy person, that's not my deal. That's your deal. Go seek therapy, go figure that out on your own. My job as the co-parent of the situation is to make sure you're mentally stable should you choose to be the where the child or children live. You want to be the one that takes care of them in that matter. That's as far as my responsibility goes. As far as your bills getting paid and all that other nonsense, go find yourself a sugar daddy, because I don't play with sugar babies, yo.
Yo, word up to your
I
mama.
can say from personal experience, when my child was I think around maybe 1, close to 2, I remember having these moments where I had to, unfortunately, and I say this with
We know you took her shopping. I know.
no, dumbass. I had the unfortunate not responsibility, but I guess task, the best way to describe it,
Okay.
of bringing my son at that time to a house that I didn't want to bring him to, and it was only because of my idiotic self of bringing my kid's mom to court for the first time when he was literally just born, trying to be like, yeah, I can win, I got this, and then ended up losing, but luckily had the chance to still have him and see him whenever I wanted, which was lucky.
Define losing. What were you going there for, and then what did you lose?
Well, I mean, you would pretty much know more than anybody about this story, because I'm the one who called you up constantly when he
Correct.
was born.
Yeah.
So around the time, it just so happened that my kid's mom was definitely cheating. Found out, obviously. It was actually so apparent that it became sad to a degree. And when I found this out and when this happened, when he was like just born, I decided to try to stick it to her and be like, you know what? I'm going to take him away from her because I see that she's cheating and she's
Right.
messing with this guy that she's been messing with for a while. And it's just apparent. So I went ahead and took her to court. And of course, the judge ruled that I really had basically no rights per se, because the child was fairly born and basically the mom had really nothing going on that would
Right.
proclaim her to be a terrible
Unfit.
mom. Right. So during those times, she would stay at the other guy's mom's house. And this house wasn't in a very respectful area, and it just wasn't good at all, period.
Right.
So I would have to go ahead and drop him off at those times. And there wasn't 1 second where I even remotely thought about, is she good? What was concerning and alarming to me more was the environment that he was in.
Right.
I had to drop him off to people, number one, I don't know. And number two, I have no clue if she's even watching him. But
no, I mean, you didn't have to drop him off there. I mean, the courts, if they brought it up, should have had that set in stone that, you may not be in control of where she takes him afterwards. You didn't need to drop him off where you felt uncomfortable. That's not a neutral place,
right.
Not for
And
nothing,
that's something
but
that I should have known back then.
Right.
But unfortunately, yeah.
Okay, I see. That's unfortunate. All right.
I thought I told you all this back, but I guess maybe because
It's been a while. It's been
Yeah.
a while, because I know we talked about this, because I told you that in the worst of times, I didn't want my kid's mom coming to my home, and I didn't want to go to wherever she was living, because at the time, unfortunately, not to throw her out there, but she was moving every single year, and I was just like, you know what, I'm tired of this shit. So I just said, no, I'm not going wherever you are, wherever you're moving to. You're not welcome at my place. And so that, I'm pretty sure it was in the court case, but we exchanged our kids at a neutral location at a 7-Eleven right there. That's where we met. That's where we exchanged. That's where we met. That's where we exchanged on the weekends. And of course, then on weekdays, it went through things. Does that sound petty? You're damn right it sounds petty. Did I have my reasons? You're absolutely right. But the courts agreed. That's a neutral location. And it worked for her because it was close to her, it was close to me. And we did that for a couple of years. And that's what I wanted. And the courts did allow it because it was a neutral location. There's no excuse, there's no issues, and it kept both parties away from the other person's residence, which is damn near as good as a restraining order. So I'm just saying.
Pretty much.
All right, we're gonna move on to the next comment. This one comes from WhatsApp. I want to tell you what I'm telling you is I get comments all across the board.
I do too. Maybe I should write them all down because I can't remember all of them.
So, and I sent you guys this one. It said,
We'll take a picture of it.
It said, this is about whether we can call females or whatever, women females. Female is our gender, but woman is who some of us are. And you guys remember this. I remember I got into a conversation with her about this, saying, no, female is your,
No.
no. I said, female is your sex. Okay, that's it. Biologically, there are only two sexes, male and female. Female or male is not your gender. Gender, of course, is a social arbitrary term that is divorced from biology. Female is a sex, your biological sex.
I think she was referring to the liberal definition.
Probably, but I think she was mixing up because woman, yes, you can identify as a woman, you can identify as a man, both, or an attack helicopter. But female and male are, that's it. That's basic biology right there. And she wanted to and this is my ex-coworker, Natasha. She wanted to debate saying, no, you identify as female or male. And I'm just like, no, biology. The concept, unfortunately, the
That's all you
concept.
had to say.
That's it. That's what I said.
Uh,
It's biology. That's not the same thing. Again, I'm not saying it's wrong or right to identify as whatever you want, but female and male are biological terms for your sex. And you can look it up in Webster's dictionary and Oxford's dictionary for all you care. The term woman and man and everything in between, that's what's become subjective that you can then identify with. Man was usually synonymous with male. Woman was usually synonymous with female. That has now become subjective based upon our new current political climate. Gents.
I Manny, I don't know. This is. I completely agree with Jay. I think again, I think she was trying to get the liberal definition.
Yeah.
I'm surprised she sounds like she's from New York. That's exactly what a New Yorker would
I
do.
think she is actually. I think Natasha is from New York. Now that I think about it, I think she's a New Yorker.
Yeah, that sounds exactly like they would what they would say, exactly to the T. And it's just crazy how you can even throw biology at them.
It's not throwing biology. It's just throwing the actual definition of the term.
Which is actual. It's factual.
Right. That is what male and female mean is objective. That's it. There's a definition that is acceptable. That's not something subjective. It's not something you can interpret. That's it. That's what male or female is. That biologically and via the definition of the term. It's not really room for interpretation.
Right.
When it comes to that. So that's all I was saying is that you can't interpret that. That's what that is. All the other pronouns.
It sounds like she's a little confused. I mean,
I was trying to educate her. She was confused. What she meant to say was women. Woman is what you identify as with, but female is who you are biologically. And she didn't get it. But it's okay. I don't blame her. I blame society. All right, we're gonna move on to comments from this comments on IG, our IG post. Last of the Nice Guys, check it out. Should men be responsible for paying or for making sure the baby mama is good? Clarabelle says, nope, not if they don't wanna.
Okay.
Kathy says no. He's obligated to make sure that the kids are good. So and then Manny just wrote some stuff there. So I'll read it, but his comments don't mean anything. A mature woman should not ask anything of a man.
Who the hell is that guy?
Yeah, right. A mature woman should not ask anything from a man that aren't willing to do and cannot do for themselves or for that man. Where is the self-discipline? Where is the self-respect? Where is the pride for oneself? Shake my head. So of course I reply with, now you're asking too much common sense from the modern woman. And he says, clearly they ask for a lot from us, far more than most of them even deserve. And that was the Zoom right there. So thanks for your comments. That's actually one of the most commented things that we've put up on the Last of the Nice Guys on Instagram. It really hit home.
It did. It really did. It really did. And that episode with the baby mom episode was
so. That's the same
great
thing.
Topic.
Natasha also hit us up with another comment on WhatsApp. She said, "Should a man be responsible for making sure the baby mom is good?" She says no. And she goes for real. I'm like, I know that's right. She goes for real because she thinks I'm joking with her. Your priority is the child. Now, if there's some type of hope or plans on getting back together, then yes, you should be doing it for each other, which is exactly what Manny said. So yeah, I like that we have some women that are, no, actually a lot of women that are quite enlightened. Actually, I think the only hate we received were from guys, right? Except for that one female who took her comment off. It's guys, and according to certain YouTubers that I don't know I'll be following anymore. These guys are simps, and worse than that, the book I'm now listening to called The Rational Man, they call them white knighters or let's just be friends guys, the ones that sit there and forsake their own masculinity to seem more appealing to women by white knighting for them. But we're going to get into that. I have so many topics coming up with you guys that's inspired by this audiobook, the Rational Man. I'm going to have a whole series on that. So look forward to that. I'm writing notes. I'm writing bullets. This is going to be beautiful. And I'm
still waiting for my copy.
I want to give it to you after the fact because I want you and Joe to respond honestly to the statements and the terminology that I'm going to present to you guys from what I'm listening from the Rational Man. So check it out. Any of
I
you
know
who've
I'm
not-
going to be good. This guy might not.
Yeah, well, yeah, true. That is true. All right. I'm going to move on to more of our comments. Sorry, guys. I told you it was going to be a long one. Whole bunch of comments. So from episode 56, Case of the X, Portrait of a Clown, Priya says, call a damn cab. So Priya basically says that chick should not have been reaching out to me. She could have called a cab. And I said, exactly.
Oh, that was your ex.
Yeah. Priya is an ex from a while ago.
Yeah.
The one who married the wrong guy. I mean, the one that got away. I mean, the one that is my dear friend. Yes, she said it. Said that. What do you guys think about her response? Call a damn cab.
That's what she should have done. I mean, we even expressed
share.
that in the episode. There's
Ride
so
share.
many ride shares now. There's no
Ride
reason
share.
to be calling somebody.
Especially when you are offering gas money. That gas money can go toward paying for a ride share. If you not to say that would have made me go out there, or that's even more of an excuse. But if you were broke as a joke, then okay. Then you were in some kind of way where you took a stab in the dark. But you had money for gas, woman. You could have called a ride share or call your own cab or hitchhike a ride. Why not? Why the hell not? You're crazy like that. You like that adventurous kind of thing. She does, or she did. Who knows? So
I don't see why you couldn't just call a cab. That was kind of obvious in that situation. I mean, to me at least. My opinion.
I think she was just trying to test to see if she still had you on the hook.
Probably.
She wanted to see if you were still being her simp. That's
probably
what it was.
And I wasn't being. I mean, I wouldn't call that a simp. Again, she's not slamming hot for me to say I was simping on her. You know what I'm saying? It's just whatever. I don't know how to explain it. I don't even know why I was that guy for her for as long as I was. I saw potential, and that's the sad part. And in the Rational Male, it's called the itis, where you focus too much of your attention on one woman instead of playing the field. And then while you're focusing on clearly somebody that doesn't want you or isn't right for you, you're missing out on all these other plates that you can be spinning in the air. Check it out, guys. The Rational Male is coming up. All right, we got a comment from episode 54. Are we a bunch of insecure punks? Ashley, Bloggy Mommy, says, yeah, you guys aren't insecure. That guy was taught to I don't know what that word is. What is that? Epitome? Oh, yes. Sorry, I just didn't realize. I'm sorry. That just threw me on. Like, what is that word? That guy was taught the epitome of toxic masculinity. Wait, you read this one, didn't you?
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah, I read it earlier.
The epitome of toxic masculinity, which is the problem with.
Yeah, I thought you read all the YouTube ones already.
No, I wasn't done with that yet. They're all on different. I've gotten these differently. So okay. So and yeah, it said Dr. Manny. Okay, yeah. So that's it. All right. So episode 55 is the term female offensive to women. Ashley, aka Bloggy Mommy, I'll tell you what. People who are worried about female versus women have nothing else to worry about. Facts. Okay. Yes, that's all I need to read. Like I'm being dead ass. The fact that we even had to make an episode about this, still to this day bugs me because it was so unnecessary. But I digress.
Is that your sister, or is that like a random?
No, it's my sister.
Hey, but who's Crystal? Okay. Who's Crystal to you? Somebody you know, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're
friend of mine from way back in high school.
Okay, cool. So as a woman, we have much bigger things to worry about than whether we are being called a female. Big, crazy laughy face. Calling women females depending on the circumstance, and it could be negative or positive. Exactly. Everything always depends on the intention. Exactly. I wish the word is being used, just like with any other word. Exactly. The word woman can also be negative and be used negatively. Exactly. So this whole argument over those two words is ridiculous, quite frankly, and extremely small-minded in the comparison to all the other struggles we have. People worried about this needs to put that energy into something else, something more important, other more important causes. That is the realist, genuine, 100% facts statement, period. I have no comment. That's exactly it. All I can do is affirm it. Pure affirmation. That's true. That's coming from a woman slash female slash sibling of one of our co-hosts. That's real. That is of all the things we can be arguing about right now in this world, as our society is literally falling apart before our eyes. Female and male being used interchangeably, and what it does and does not mean based upon the intentions, blah blah blah, and how you feel dehumanized if you're called a female because you're being relegated to just your sexual reproduction. Look, what the fuck are we talking about? And you guys want to comment on this absolutely damn near perfect comment?
I mean, yeah, it was pretty perfect, to be honest.
It was pretty perfect. It was so spot on. Like I feel jacked up now.
Listen, that's my sister, man. Look where she got it from. I damn near raised that child. She knows exactly.
She got it from her brother.
Yeah, she didn't get it from her mama. No, she got it from her mama. I love my mama too. Mama.
Oh, there's more comments from her. Okay.
Oh no, there's a lot. She wrote a bunch on there.
Okay, so she continues, and on a side note, testosterone is dropping because of birth control that we use. The chemicals in birth control cannot be removed from the water in any way. So the water you're drinking has trace amounts of birth control hormones from us peeing. She big slappy face, big smiley face, barfing, almost barfing face. Sorry, which is dropping your testosterone level. So suck it.
Well,
Joe.
she's got a point. No, she has a point.
But it's true. There's estrogen in a lot of our foods, though. So yeah, it's not just that. That's true too. But
and in this country alone, unfortunately, this is what we have to deal with. But
correct.
Testosterone for males has been dropping since the 80s, and it's been dropping every year
on purpose. Though it's called
because
control.
They want to they want to demasculate. They want to basically turn men into another form of whatever we have now.
And I'll make it very clear. And this is coming from Kevin Samuels, from the podcasters that we don't associate with anymore, and a few others, that by dropping our testosterone, by dropping the toxic masculinity, by dropping the alpha, we are becoming less and less and less attractive to women, because that's what that's what they want, whether they know it or not. They are hardwired to look for the tough guy, the good guy, the tough guy, the safety. And when our masculinity and our testosterone is dropping, we become less and less and less attractive to the opposite sex. That's biology, ladies and gentlemen. So we have a real problem, you know.
That's why you have to take supplements in order to get that shit back.
That's right. That's right. Take that damn needle up the butt. So she also says, and also Manny, how are you going to use the circle comment that mom has used against you many times? Explain that.
So when I said that Joe has no point and he's just like a circle,
right?
Yeah, my mom told me that all the time.
That's from a movie, though, right?
It's also from a movie. It was said in I think it was The Wedding Planner with Adam Sandler.
No. It was the
Wedding Singer.
No. Chuck and Larry.
It was used a few times in a lot of comedic scenarios. So my mom.
It was not. I now pronounce it Chuck and Larry.
No, it was. Was it? Okay, yeah, whatever. Okay, whatever.
Rob
Schneider was the one that said it. Yeah,
exactly.
He was a little Asian guy. He's like,
exactly.
It's like a circle.
Rob Schneider is the man, by the way.
He is, and he's gonna get canceled. But he's the man.
Yeah. But my mom used to always say that shit to me when I was younger, and I was just like, wow, okay, this is how my mom treats me and talks about me to her friends.
It's all
but
right.
No, but it was always used for comedic purposes. Obviously, I have a lot of points.
Yes, of course. Well, that's it for my comments. There's a whole bunch of them, and I'm pretty sure I've all caught up.
She made one more comment, by the way.
God damn it, not caught up after all. What's the other comment?
She says, and then he continues to call women who say that woman is worse hyper third wave feminists. So basically, he's talking about being demeaning while demeaning others because they have different life experiences.
Which I find funny as hell.
Right. Also, one of the women he spoke about is one of the women that he spoke about, meaning me, is me. which is her. I spoke to her about this.
Right.
And like I've said, we have so much bigger problems more than the word female.
No, and that was one of my. Of course, I went on a rant, and though I don't apologize for what I said because A, he's heard it all before from me, and B, I just apologize that it went on such a rant. I just like I vented like I needed to. It's like therapy, but um, it's true is that he, in my opinion, whether he knows it or not, he's kind of hypocritical because you're gonna demean somebody for being demeaning. That how does that make any sense? How are you being the bigger man? How are you teaching me to be a better person by condemning me for doing what you're doing to me? And that's the thing, and that's what really bothers me about interactions with this individual in general is like, you know, or that when you try to try and have a spirited conversation, you get shit on, literally. So I get where she's coming from, and that's the reality of it with this individual.
It's draining. It's very draining.
Right,
So
which is why
the-
he wins by default because you give up because you don't want to engage because you don't want to be called a fucking moron. And
It's
be like, where did
it's
this
sad
come from?
because you
Yeah.
can actually relate that type of attitude and personality to like a woman. And I said that before. Like literally, there are women out there who do the same thing. But then
Yeah,
you get
it's cliche.
and then you get so tired of like trying to fight back and respond.
you waved that
and
white flag because you just wanted
It's
to end.
it's like
Right.
yeah, it's like yeah, I'm good. I'm gonna walk away. I'm all
But
right.
then it's an undeserved victory for the individual, and it only reinforces that. Well, I'm right. I'm always right, and no, you just happen to argue them down,
Mhm.
and not to say that he hasn't made any good points. The man makes great points, but any rebuttals that you get once he makes his primary statement, once he makes his declarative thesis statement, that's it. It's mic drop. So you pick up that mic, he's slapping it out of your hand. You pick it up, he slaps it out of your hand. So that's what I think about whenever I think about trying to
Conversing
have
with him.
a debate. Well, a debate. You can converse with them as long as you don't say something
Yeah, you don't say something to trigger him.
and you be careful because unfortunately, like just like the situation where that that inspired this episode, Manny didn't do it intentionally. He didn't know that what he said was gonna set him off. So you know what I'm saying. So it's kind of like not walking on eggshells, but kind of walking on eggshells, just
I
to
got a
avoid
question.
the
I got a
avoid
question
the
for you
dagger.
too. I got a quick question for you too. Do you guys
So
enjoy?
Manny's gonna now talk about his comments, and we're gonna get to that. So
Just gonna
whenever-
cut off Joe.
Oh, real? Joe was
Damn.
talking. Oh, my
Wow.
bad, Joe. Joe, I apologize. The host of this podcast. What were you saying, Big Daddy?
Anyway, I was just asking a question for you two. I was asking, do you guys enjoy or have like any patience for people who? And I lost my train of thought because you interrupted me and
No,
you
come
like
on.
didn't even. I was gonna say no. I legit lost my train of thought because I was gonna respond to what you were saying in regards to the person you were referring to, and I
Okay.
was like, Manny said like to if once you give up or once you like just don't have any more or, like anything left in you, you just kind of
Yeah,
wave
you
the
went
white
red-
flag.
White flag, right?
And I guess I was going through a personal thing because of my personal life stuff that I'm dealing with, but
Right. The drug abuse.
it made sense
Jail time.
because
Jail time.
that was in 2016.
all
Let's
the
not get that confused.
all the excessive imbibing of tortellini.
Yeah, that you bought one time and decided to get it again.
Fuck, it's so good. I buy that shit weekly, by the way.
But I was gonna say, like, do you guys get do you guys legit get tired if you're talking to somebody and they just drain you mentally?
Yeah.
Like it gets mentally draining after a while, and you kind of have a sense of like, oh, you know what? I don't give a f no more. Like I'm just
I get it. I deal with it every day for different topics, vaccinations,
Oh,
wearing masks, this topic, just anything in general. I get it every day, and I'm just like, okay. And then I guess in their mind they think they won the argument, and then
Yeah.
they'll walk away with their head up high.
Yeah. They got
And
it.
then I'm like, look at this fucking fool. Like,
Yeah.
like I just didn't want to continue anymore. I wanted it to be over. I wanted to just walk away from the situation. I
It's
wanted to
like
watch a
why-
football game.
It's like why I stopped posting my controversial. Well, I think they're perfectly rational, but the controversial opinions on Facebook, because I'd put it out there and I'd get shouted down by people who never comment on my stuff. Right? Then I'll stop, and then I'll poke my head out of the water, say those few things, get shouted down again, go back into the water. Because what's the point? What's the point? You know, there was this one guy that went off on me. I don't know who he is from the back of my ass. And just because I would not agree with him, he's like, and down the hole you go, block, and he blocks me. Because what? Because what? I didn't call him out his name. I didn't call him a troll. I just did not agree with him. And I said very simply, I'm not, agree to disagree. And when he's kept on going, I said, okay, cool story, and I pissed him off. Why? Didn't want to argue with him. I didn't want to agree with him. And he blocks me. I mean, I don't know who he was. I don't care who he was, but that's what I'm talking about. And that's why I'm like, what is the point? Well, if somebody else posts something, I'll hit like, maybe. And that's about it now, because
it's crazy. I'm
tired.
I can't believe you of all people, when you post stuff like that, and you never really do. And what's funny to me is if you do, you'll always get like a negative response. I post shit literally every fucking day.
I know.
And I share it. I mean, I don't post it on my Facebook feed, but I share it on my Facebook stories.
Yeah.
And I get nothing, but I see people viewing it.
Yep.
It's crazy to
me.
I don't get
because you put it in your stories, and it doesn't give the people the ability to respond or reply. Yeah, if you posted a comment, I'm pretty sure that shit would go whoosh. Like that you're taking that ability away from. Yes, they can DM you the message or whatever.
Yeah.
But then it leaves them with, he'll probably read it and leave me on red.
Exactly. I think what I'm doing is I'm putting it on my platform and allowing them to comment, and it doesn't disappear. I'm giving them a platform to argue me down, and it doesn't disappear. Right. And if you put it in your stories, you can comment on it, but it's between me and you, and nobody's gonna see that. And that's what I find to be funny is you want to have discord. You want to have that. You want to shout me down in front of the world to show everybody, hey, he's nuts, and I know he's nuts, and I'm going to tell you guys he's nuts.
And then I hope somebody else sees this to tell me and agree with me that he's nuts.
And to add affirmation, exactly. And that's how it is, right, guys? Isn't he crazy, right?
Right. Let me go ask my female friends real quick. Hey.
Wait a minute. Okay, shade. All right.
The shade.
Hey, by the way, I sent a picture in the chat that you guys should look at because he did it again. Anyways, so
again.
if you read in the chat, you'll see
WhatsApp chat or
on WhatsApp.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right. Damn.
All right, so we're gonna go to my comments now. YouTube has this new beta shorts thing, and I've been sharing our 59 seconds
for beta males.
Yeah, because we simps, sigmas. I don't know. So I didn't realize that this was happening when I started posting these 1 minute videos, but it started happening. It's more or less like a TikTok for YouTube or whatever.
Version of stories and TikToks and
so whatever. I started doing it, and I started realizing that it was getting a lot of clicks and a lot of views, and some of them actually generated some comments. And we're gonna go all the way to 43. Now, mind you, these are 1 minute clips, so a lot of these have been taken out of context. Context.
I love context. Love
what
that shit.
You like having sex with cons?
Concepts,
no,
yes.
By the way, Manny, not to cut you off, but I just
cut me off.
I'm sorry, I did. I just read what you posted on the chat. You're gonna have to elaborate what the hell they were talking about because I had no clue.
So
but anyway, we'll talk about it.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. Yeah. We'll do that off.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go all the way to 43. Zodiac signs are stupid.
Stupid.
Christian Jimenez. Again, I don't know any of these people. These are people just randomly looking through it, whatever. If you understand what YouTube shorts are, then you get it.
Fuck
you see it, right?
This. Fuck this. Why did I not see this so I could say, you mean like you?
Right. That's exactly what popped in my head.
Do you mean like you?
Are you not describing what you did? And
What in the
okay.
flying fuck? Wait.
Yeah, we'll talk about it off air. We keep going right now.
Wait. I know he's not. No.
Oh God. So
That's like. Oh.
I think Jason wants to talk about it now.
Yeah, he does.
See,
we're going.
I promised I would stop using the N-word on this podcast, but nigga, are you serious?
Uh-huh.
Why did nobody say, "Oh, you mean like you"?
No one said anything. No, you and I haven't spoken on this platform at all.
Well, I haven't since before the thing, and you haven't stopped.
I just stopped cold turkey, and then I'm still getting the notifications and everything, and I read them every now and then. And when I saw that, I was like, wow. Anyways, 43.
I'm sorry, guys, but I mean, this may be a topic in the future, but I'm not sure because I don't know. I don't want to be shit talking again, and called out for it on Discord. So
hey, listen, as we were told, don't use violence. You'll be fine.
Okay.
Anyways, so Christian Jimenez, never met him, just some random dude. Zodiac signs are stupid. He says, I was feeling the same way. Like, how the hell does my sign tell you how I am as a person?
Exactly. Zodiac signs.
Right.
He's talking about the zodiac signs thing. It's look. Don't ask me if I was zodiac sign. I'm not gonna tell you. And when I do, I'm gonna roll my eyes. And then I'll be a motherfucking Gemini because I hate that. That explains everything.
I'm a Gemini. Hey, I'm a Gemini, pal.
Yeah, we know.
Trust me, we know.
So yeah, that's how we feel about zodiac signs.
No, I think it's a joke. I think horoscopes. I mean, they're good fun. Don't get me wrong. I have on occasion loved to read the Gemini's zodiac signs or horoscopes. I think they're fun.
It used to be a good thing for me back in the day to get women in bed.
Wow. Why? How?
It used to be a great conversation starter.
Who the fuck wants to get down with a Gemini? What do you?
I got two sides.
And then did my research on the whole zodiac thing, and you can have a good, clean hour conversation.
Okay, so you discuss zodiac signs, not the fact that you're a Gemini. That's totally different.
Right. Well, I mean, it dipped into the whole. Oh, what are you? What are you?
Oh, I know you dipped into it. All right.
This guy was probably saying something stupid like, Neptune is gonna go into Uranus.
No. He's he goes to a woman. Hi, did you know that Mercury is in retrograde today? Joe, the stallion, how are you?
Why am I picturing that right now in my head, like a visual?
I could see
you did it
like
because you did it. You know
what? When you come down and we go out, when you come down and we go out, we're gonna hit on women, and we're gonna do some of the stupidest shit in the world, and we're gonna record each other from afar. Just from afar, just for shits and giggles. We're not trying to get laid. We're just having fun. So
I get laid for that.
So yeah, you might. Who knows? Hi, I'm a Gemini, and you. All right, next comment.
Next comment comes from Joe's favorite episode, number 50, lack of femininity in modern women. Susie 0222 says, newsflash, women do things for themselves and not for you. The whole world doesn't revolve around you. Shut the hell up.
Which is not what he said, by the way, but okay.
Right. But yeah, again, most of these people are commenting on 59-second clip.
I'm going to be very clear. And I'm going to be very, very clear. Okay. As the editor of this podcast, i.e., I produced the audio, I produced the video, I produced the clip. I purposely choose the audio sound bites and the audio and the video clips that in my opinion will best titillate you to want to see the episode. I don't mean those 59-second sizzle reels or those teasers to represent the entire episode. Some episodes could be boring as hell. I only found the very best of it, like a movie trailer, literally like a movie trailer. I'm finding the very best of what I think I can find. Usually it's at the beginning or the middle because I like to leave the end to the end. I cut them out of context and usually out of order on purpose to build a narrative. So you're like, oh, I want to hear what they have to say. I will be honest with you, 50% of these clips, I represent the episode of more than what it really is on purpose because I want you to check it out. That's all it is. So for you to make a comment based on 59 seconds of clearly stitched together clips, I don't make the transitions subtle at all. They're obvious. I do that on purpose too, that the transitions are obvious. You know, these are clips that are stitched together. Carry on, Manny.
So yeah, so a lot of these comments are just based on those 59 seconds, and I've actually had to. It's become very tentative that my first reply to each and every comment is it's either like just a general thank you for your comment, please watch the rest of the episode, or watch the entire episode. And especially if it's a negative comment, just keep your judgmental shit to yourself, watch the episode, and then be judgmental.
Yeah.
Don't.
I mean, we're gonna read it anyway out in the episode, regardless if it's
right.
negative.
Yeah, but I would rather a negative. I would rather a negative comment or a negative email or a negative anything with the full context, not just 59 seconds. Because what if in the end you end up listening to it and realizing, oh, that's what. Oh, they're being satirical. Oh, they're being comical. But I actually agree. God forbid, especially since a lot of our comments come from women who agree with what we're saying for the most part.
Yep.
Manny, can you do me a favor? Can you reread her comments? I for some reason I feel like I have a small response to it, regardless if she didn't watch the entire episode.
It wasn't she. Was it she? It was she. Yeah.
It was a she.
She said, I'm sorry. Women do things, newsflash, women do things for themselves and not you. The whole world doesn't revolve around you. Shut the hell up.
Well, okay, let me just rebuttal. The world does revolve around us because
amen, brother. Amen. It's a man's world.
We built the world. No, I'm not even being sexist. It's just a fact. We built the world. We built this world. I mean, I'm not. This is just completely facts. You guys probably invented a thing or two here and there throughout history. Great.
We'll throw you a bone every once in a while, women. We'll throw you a bone, but it's
the fact of the matter is that as you get as you get to a certain age, and the three of us know this, you're not going to be desirable anymore, especially when it comes to looks. It doesn't matter about what race or gender what race or ethnic background you are, whatever it is. You're going to lose your looks eventually. Everyone does. So what makes you think that you're going to be this independent Beyonce like boss until you're like 60, 70 years old, and then you're just living with a dog and cat and wondering why you're always alone? I mean, it's crazy how comments like that. I'm sorry, it's crazy how women like that seem to think that they don't need nobody up until the point when they need somebody, especially when it comes to a man.
Of course, and that's usually what happens all the time.
It happens all the time, and that's why I find these especially her comment like that very very funny, because I cannot. Like, if we had her on the episode and we just fired her some questions like, are you single now? Have you, were you ever married? Are you married? And then if she says no for most of them, I mean, it kind of proves what I'm saying. Like, this is the reason why you are single. This is the reason why you are married, because you have that way of thinking that you only need yourself. Really?
Well, Kevin Samuels just put a new clip out where he was talking to a lady who was engaged. She's with somebody for like 8 years, and she's engaged, but the man won't marry her because he's strictly told her, your attitude, your mouth, your disrespectfulness is the reason why I won't marry you. And she was just like, well, that's who I am.
Okay, well,
then the guy should
go
be
ahead and leave.
Exactly. I'm saying,
right.
But that's my point, though. Then why is he still engaged to her? If she won't change, then why is she still engaged to her? I'll bring it up real quick. A good example. I think I've told this before. The woman that I felt was my soulmate. The woman that I felt that I went through all this heartache and pain for, dumped me in the middle of our cruise, right? Hurts to death, right? She comes over to the house, and mind you, I tell you right now, woman of my dreams, my world. comes to my house. I'm trying to make it work. And I said, listen, things aren't working out. I don't understand. It seems like you've changed. Help me out here. She said to me, you're right. I'm selfish. I don't intend to change, especially not for you. I don't want to be in this relationship anymore. She gets up and walks out of my house. I'll make it very clear. This is the love of my life. This is the woman that I believed was my future. And you know what I did? I let her walk out that door. I didn't chase her. And mind you, we're talking about simp Jason. We're talking about hopeless romantic Jason. We're talking about throw rug Jason. Even he, hearing that, and after everything he tried to do to repair this relationship, knew that was the end. I'm not gonna, and again, she's the same one that came back to me 6, 7, 8 months later saying, yeah, I might have broken us up, but you let me leave. What? What guy with any self-respect would have heard you say that to him in his own house as you got up and walked out of the house that was going to run after you? Baby, don't go. I can change.
Yeah,
No.
you say it now. Oh, you let me leave, but I'm pretty sure she still would have been kept. She still probably would have kept walking to her car.
Probably until you begged her and sat down. That's not the guy. Even then, the hints of who I was turning into was there. This is 2010. This is 11 years ago. Okay. And I still did. So with this guy, with Kevin Samuels, okay, she just said, this is how I am. Guess what? Then I would have been like, all right, boo-boo. And that's somebody that's worthwhile.
That's exactly what Kevin Samuel says. He says the problem with most women nowadays is the fact that you don't think that you're replaceable.
Right.
So you think that the man is just going to sit there and continue dealing with your shit. And in his mind, he's like, I can't do any better anyway, so I might as well stay. He goes, and that's the problem. You that entitlement, that feeling that you cannot be replaced.
Yep.
You ain't shit. You ain't special, because as special as you think you are, somebody's more special than you are in the world somewhere else.
Right. There's always another one.
You are replaceable.
It's just the problem with men these days, per the what's it called, the rational male, is that we try to avoid as much rejection as possible. So we would rather either stay in a friend zone or be text buddies, or stick in a toxic relationship, or stay in a relationship where the woman doesn't respect us or doesn't love us the way we love them, because we prefer that, Joe, to actually getting back out there again and spinning more plates and meeting new women, because it sucks. Yeah, dating sucks. Yes, rejection sucks. And because of that, most men settle. Men settle. And they stick with stuff because they don't want to get back out there again. They have somebody, this is close, this is comfortable. You think women stick around with crappy guys because, oh, that's security, that's what we have. Dudes do the same thing. They stick around with women that they know they shouldn't be with, or that don't respect them, or that are keeping them in a box, or that are dangling the carrot in front of them, because that's more of a sure thing. I invested too much time into that. I don't want to start over again.
Yep.
And that's from the rational male. So, but to quote the great Kevin Samuels, back to what Joe said, and he said it very clearly, whether you want to believe it or not, whether it's so chauvinistic or not, whether it's toxic masculinity or not, men can survive without women. All they need women for is procreation. Women, however, cannot survive without men, because men provide the security, the infrastructure, and the stability. That's what he says. And unfortunately, I agree, because he gets down to it. How many women are running reactors? How many women are building skyscrapers? How many women are doing these things? And it's a fraction. Women can do it, sure, but why aren't they doing it?
And don't take this mistakenly as we're trying to be sexist or what. These are actual statistics. This is actual real life. This is not us saying women suck, men are better. It's the way the world is today.
Yeah.
We're not saying that women can't do better and they shouldn't do better. By all means, go above and beyond. Be an engineer. Be something great. Most don't. That's just what it is. Right.
Most don't. Most know the world exists, but they don't know how the world's come to exist.
Manny's so cute.
Why? Because he's softening the blow of the hard comments.
Yeah, he's fucking.
Because Manny wants to be the last one of the three of us getting canceled. That's why he wants to be the last one standing, and I respect that.
I don't mind, but I
Plus,
don't mind the
Manny, plus understand,
negativity.
I'm gonna be very, very derogatory here. Manny still wants to get his dick wet. Okay.
No. You guys need to understand. I am the only father here with girls. So my mindset is completely different from the both of you right now at this point.
He's
Because
pulling that. He's pulling that
that's
motherfucking
right.
card on us
That's
now.
right. I have to raise women.
Why is it?
I'm
Why
sorry.
is it that? Why is it that every time he's got to bring out the "I have daughters" card?
Because it works. It
every
works
fucking time.
just like in that other episode.
Exactly.
I have girls.
Okay.
Shut the fuck up.
He brings up "I have daughters." You know.
Hey,
nigga.
I read up a lot on this shit. So shut the hell
That's
up.
true. No, I get you. I get you. Next comment. That's so.
Next
funny.
comment.
I have
I don't
daughters.
know. Kareem Jabbar states
Abdul Jabbar.
is not Kareem with an N.
Abdul Jabbar.
Kareem Jabbar.
Okay.
That's his full name, though.
No,
Exactly.
not Abdul. No one's saying that. Shut up. Anyways, what? A woman can be masculine if they want, and they don't care if you like it.
Agreed.
Okay,
I've
so,
absolutely agreed. Absolutely agreed.
No, completely disagree. No.
No. What she's saying is, or it, what, who? I don't want to give any pronouns. What they are saying is that if a woman wants to be masculine, that is her prerogative, whether you like it or not. That's true.
Right. It's true.
That's a true statement.
It's also very true that if with every choice you decide to make in life, you also have to deal with the consequences.
Exactly.
So if you choose to be a certain kind of, and that's just not just with women, also with men. If you choose to be a certain kind of way towards the opposite sex, you have to deal with, what comes along with it.
Exactly.
I.e., Jason being a simp, having to deal with getting batshit smacked every now and then. But whatever. We're gonna keep going.
But I know, Joe, what are you gonna say? What are you gonna say? No, let Joe speak. Let Joe speak.
The consequences of you acting that way and saying I can't. I really sometimes it takes a lot out of me to not just completely black out on this little guy. But I was gonna say, even though I love him, so it honestly, the reason why I disagree is because, and Manny is 100% on point with this. You get the consequences that are thrown at you when you talk like that and think like that. If you want to be masculine, I guarantee you, I would hope most of the men out there are not going to want to be with you or date you.
That's what I was gonna say. That's what I say. It is your prerogative to be a masculine woman if you want to be, but it is our prerogative to find you unattractive. It is our prerogative to find you unappealing, not non-wifeable, and and all that stuff. And that's our choice too. And it's kind of the same thing with dating. A woman's prerogative is to look and say, I'm not gonna screw this dude. I don't want to date him. But him as a friend. But it's our prerogative to say, listen, we don't want to be your friend. That's not what we were hollering at you for. Why are we wrong? And now we're the asshole because you gave us a consolation prize and we don't want it.
Right.
That's what drives me nuts, is that it's always a double standard. I want to be masculine, but you can't reject me because I'm feeling I'm all in a masculine energy. Well, yeah, we can. We don't want that. We want a feminine female. We want a wife. We want somebody that was nurturing, not that's.
We want somebody to make daddy a sandwich.
Exactly. We don't. You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing wrong with saying that, though. To each his own. There is a D for every P. So you'll eventually find some dude who's either soft enough to play the other side or just as hard and likes a rough chick. There's nothing wrong with that. But understand that's all Joe was saying is in my opinion. Joe wasn't putting it down. We can't say you can't. You shouldn't, but understand if you are, you reduce the amount of interest you're going to receive in the opposite sex.
Right.
Unfortunately.
And that's actually what I stated in my reply back. And the only reason why I'm bringing up my reply is because it actually triggered another individual who made another comment on this comment. Okay. So I told this individual, I said, thank you for the comment. We're not saying that women cannot be masculine. Having said that, they cannot complain about the type of men that they attract or lack thereof, or the ones that they choose to be in their dating pool. So Rob Fed, this is one of the individuals that has replied and commented back and forth. I don't know who this person is. Again, I know none of these people. He states, you're framing how someone identifies as a choice. For many people, it is not. How people express themselves is either legal, illegal, civil, or uncivil.
Is this a
If
masculinity comment?
No. This is for the same episode.
Oh, okay.
This is for the feminine.
They're a
The
little
feminine.
off topic, but okay.
If someone treats you in an uncivil or illegal way, you have every right to complain. If you act in a legal and civil way, you should not have to deal with harassment. Express interest or disinterest in whatever way you want, but don't go out of your way to cause other people undue grief. People absolutely have the right to complain about that. Now, I have no idea where the hell he's going with this.
Well, yeah, what is he talking about? 'Cause what grief are
Yeah,
we? Is he
I'm lost.
insinuating? Is he insinuating that we're causing people grief by
lost.
expressing our opinion, or I don't understand?
Well, this actually transgresses into the other, or actually after the other comments that he made. But he's just chiming in on this other person's comment that I commented on and whatever.
Okay.
So my comment, which again is always the silencer on everybody, I said, we as fathers, especially myself, as for multicultural, multi-identifiable,
because I have daughters. And
shut up.
I have a gay son.
Multicultural, multi-identifiable children. I do not condone any form of disrespect when it comes to anybody's identity purposes. As the episode is titled, it is purely about hetero women who choose to be less feminine and more masculine in their defined forms. In modern heterosexual relationships, whether through life experiences or choices that were made, people choose to act in a certain manner. And as people change their mannerisms, they must also deal with the consequences that the changes come with. Although people have a right to complain and have an opinion about it, they should not be upset with the choices that they made. Again, taking the time to listen and watching the full episode will give a better idea of the discussion at hand.
You know, despite the way Manny looks, he's actually very well written. So that's actually quite impressive. That's a really good response.
Thank you. So Rob Fed, okay, his first initial comment, cringe.
Okay.
So me being the
no, but I agree. If you hear Joe's voice for any prolonged amount of time, I'm just saying that's the best way. Hashtag cringe.
So my being the idiot, I say interesting comment. Thanks for it. Listen to the whole episode, and then that's when he decides to go all in. He goes, "Is any of this satire at all? There's a lot of pushing weird morals as truth in this clip, and it's really gross. Don't tell someone to watch the garbage without a reason. You should check this out. There's some interesting discussion. Maybe really gross, man." What does
he talk? And it's funny because when I read that, I went back to the clip and I watched the clip over and over again. And I was like, what did we say in this clip that was so disgusting and cringe?
It was
he must be an enemy. He must be an enemy of you two. I don't know, because is he non-binary or something, or
I don't know.
He a female?
He just I don't
think he liked your tone, Whitey. That's what it was.
I mean, I really don't give a shit. I don't care if he doesn't like my tone, and that goes for any male or female that watches the podcast. I don't care. I'm not going to censor myself in how I speak just to please everybody. I'm just telling you the truth. Okay. What Jason said. We're giving our truths and our opinions on matters. And if you don't like it, then you don't have to like it. But you can definitely go ahead and chime in and be negative about it. I don't mind, because we have people like Manny that come in and saints and angels and makes it all better. So
Joe wants to douse gasoline on the fire. He wants to go to war. Like, he wants us to get hashtag canceled.
Which is shown in another thread of comments on another episode. So I basically told him that his judgmental views are based on a 59-second clip of a 49-minute discussion. It's acceptable to disagree. It's also needed to understand through experience that some people have in life. Viewpoints differ and can change. None of us are pushing anybody's morals. It's just our experiences through actual truth that we've lived. We speak purely based on our experiences, not implied as everyone else's truth, which would be understood if the episode was actually watched and listened to. Then he says, and actually, you chimed in right after this comment. He says, it benefits you that people watch your content. Watch or your opinions aren't valid is a win-win, but you aren't owed anything. You can ask, but not tell. You chose these clips for a 1 minute preview and you chose some gross ones. And here comes Jason. Rob Fed.
I want to get very clear. I only responded because Manny says in our group text, "Hey, yo, and y'all gonna chime in here?" Make it very clear. That's when I went on and decided to pull rank.
So Jason goes, define benefit as we do not monetize our content, nor it's the intention to validate our points by getting views or listens. Although some of our content can be considered satire at times, I still think you are projecting something onto our content that clearly isn't there. That being said, as the editor of this podcast, I absolutely do intentionally choose the most sensational clips and sound bites, cut them together without context and often out of order to generate interests in watching and listening to the episode. That's the definition of a teaser or a sizzle reel and common practice in digital media content creation. I would consider reserving your comments or judgment until you've seen the full episode.
Well, I'm really well read too.
Mind you, this has not generated any other comments after that. So I shut him up. Jason shut him up. We're moving.
Yeah. He put the lid on it. He nailed the first thing, and I put the final name because it's true. I'm being honest with you. I do this on purpose because a lot of our sizzle reels, a lot of our YouTube teasers sound worse than they really are. Some of the episodes are very tame and funny and goofy, but I purposely listen to this stuff and I'm like, yeah, I want that because I want you to listen to it. I'm kind of tricking you into listening. Don't get me wrong, our content is fantastic. Our content is gold, but
it's real.
But I be cutting together.
Not like Fresh and Fit.
Okay. Oh shit. That's a different story altogether. So but what I said and what Manny said was true. We have nothing against you commenting positive or negative on our stuff. Not at all. But we expect an informed comment.
Right.
So when we say, if our first response is, did you listen to the full episode? Nah. You have nothing to say. That's it. You cannot comment on this because you're looking at clips that are clearly clips. And yes, they may be gross, but I consider them sensational on purpose.
But that's
I'm a good editor.
It's a natural way of life. You can't come in at the end of a conversation and then make a comment as if you were there for the entirety of it.
Don't
it's
judge
stupid.
a book by its cover. Is that
Right.
like a really old statement that we used to say to kids?
No, fuck you. Who reads?
You know?
So I actually have another comment that actually I kind of skipped over. This was actually pretty satire to me. Episode 51. When is it a good time to whip it out?
Yay!
Mad Jack Churchill. He says, "This sucks shit. You guys are astoundingly cringe." And
because that episode was shit. I mean, it was
right. So
joking. What's his username again? Mad Jack what? What's his username again?
Mad Jack Churchill.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And you guys suck shit.
No. He says this sucks shit. So
I want to shake that man's hand because the fact that he said that and he made it like that is pure comedy.
Joe,
love that
I
comment.
don't
I love
know
it.
where
Well, listen, if
you are, but you're breaking up and sounding laggy.
oh god. So my satirical comment, because again, I'm trying to do this more often.
Mhm.
I replied and said, "We at the Last of the Nice Guys podcast do not condone the consumption of any fecal matter by any means. But thank you for your comment. And don't forget to listen and watch the episode to make further sense of it all."
That is so funny. No, but I mean, clearly, the way that topic, that clip was edited, we were joking. We're
I know.
laughing. It even ends with Joe's stupidity that had us cracking the hell up. Like, it's clear we were not serious, that was a jokey joke episode. It was clear. Maybe it wasn't your kind of humor, but come on, give me a break. We're
Right.
funny, yo.
So, episode 53, Left on Red. Howard Edie Jr. says, "So easy to say let it go, but it's hard when you want them. I'm 100% sure women don't know what kind of emotional turmoil they send some people through when they do something like this. Everything will be going well, and then there's just no response. At least a no is a closure. Not knowing is worse than whatever answer you're afraid of telling."
And that is a future topic that I'm gonna discuss is are women cowards these days? And it's we're not gonna discuss it now. That's gonna be a future topic because that's what it is. When you leave a guy on red that's clearly interested in you, and you don't tell him no, whatever, that sucks. And that's the cowardly way out. Oh, I'm sparing his feelings. No. You're sparing your conscience. You're sparing your I'm a good person. You're not wrong for telling somebody you're not interested. You're not, it doesn't make you a bad person, but it does make you a bad person when you leave them hanging like that. Okay. I recently shoot my shot. What does the kid say?
You shot your shot.
I shot my shot with a woman, right? On Facebook Messenger. Somebody I've seen for a while. And
what did these kids say? My God.
Yeah, shoot your shot, right? Is that what they're saying? So I shot my shot, right? And I said, check it out. I've been digging you for a little minute. I've been wanting to ask you out. Never ran into you again. Here, let me holler at you. Here's my number. If you're interested, I'd love to take you out sometime. She left me on red for 3 days, right? And I thought, okay, well, that's the end of that. It was 2 days, whatever. She replies with sorry for the delayed response. She acknowledged that she had a delayed response. She's like, I think you're very, very nice and very, very sweet, but I don't think we would get along. I replied with one would ask how you came to that conclusion, but I appreciate you responding. Thanks a lot. And I meant that. And that was it. The end of the story.
Right.
I respect that. I have no idea why you think we wouldn't get along. And I don't care enough to ask.
Nope.
But I did want to make it clear that, yes, I recognize that statement is kind of vague, but I appreciate that you responded. I appreciate the rejection.
Right.
No, don't get me wrong. I wouldn't have cared if I was left on red. I would have been like, fine, whatever. That's typical for women. But the fact that I know
is that like, I don't know. I feel like that could be. I feel like her response wasn't like. I feel like it wasn't honest. I don't know.
What do you mean? I mean, if she
that was honest. That was her way of just saying, I'm not interested.
Yeah, I'm not interested.
Which is fine.
Which is fine.
How much did you guys talk before that she can automatically say?
That's what I'm saying. Not enough.
I don't think we can get along.
Not enough. Maybe she's basing it on my posts on Facebook. Maybe because I have kids. Maybe because it could be anything that she saw. I don't know. How much did we hang out with? Or in black? We didn't hang out much. We had similar circles like years ago, maybe 10 years ago. We used to see each other as part of the same circle, but we never really spoke. We were friends on Facebook for a hot minute. We'd comment every once in a while on each other's stuff. I like her vibe. I like the stuff that she posts. I'm digging it. You know what I'm saying? I've always dug it. But I was like, this particular day, I might have had some liquid courage in me. And I said, you know what? Let me just message her. What's the worst that can happen? She's going to say no. Who cares? I don't ever see this woman. I did mean, I was in honest intention to say, hey, look, I'm kind of digging you for a while. Let's kick it. She said she's not interested. That's why my response was, one would ask how you came to that conclusion because you don't know me and I don't really know you like that. So I couldn't look at you and say, I don't think we're going to get along. I don't know. I wanted to attempt to court you, which is fine. But I appreciated the response. I did. That's what this guy's comment is talking about. Is that when you leave a guy on red, when you leave a guy hanging, especially when things are going so well, at least in his eyes, You guys are talking. He seems to be getting you whatever, and you just stop, or you leave him just in a limbo. Let's keep texting. Let's keep calling. But whenever he's like, let's go out, it's yeah. I'll and then nothing.
Right.
That sucks. So I
I'll
absolutely.
I'll get back to you on that.
I'll get back to you. I'll get back to you. Okay. I'll check it out, homie. Okay.
Yeah.
And then you never get back. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. So I appreciate that comment. That is a real, honest comment because it sucks. It sucks for guys when they think they're in there and they, yeah. No, I just want to have sex. Doesn't matter. We also have feelings.
Not just for guys, for everybody, because anybody can be.
All I care about is how guys.
I know. We don't care about your feelings.
Okay, this is last of the nice guys. Okay, women have enough. They get to speak about this enough. They get to trash us enough. Stop playing both sides, Manny. Get off the goddamn fence.
I'm never on the fence, bro. I like the green side. So next comment. Episode 55 is the term female offensive. Pepe the Frog.
Oh, that is a troll. That's a troll right there. What do you even whatever?
Mind you, I'm not even reading all of the random bots. Follow me. That little Asian whatever.
I'm so hot and I'm wet. Come get me.
I have a whole bunch of those. I didn't put those there. Pepe the Frog. I can't read it. It's all in Asian lettering.
Oh.
So Pepe the Frog says, "We live in a clown world," which is true. Everybody's a clown, especially Jason.
That's on the Left on Red episode.
No, the female term offensive.
Oh, well, yeah. Then I agree. It is. The world right now is a joke. It is. It's a friggin' joke. It's what's happening, whether it be the pandemic or gender politics or elections or anything. It's all a joke now. It's really is just a joke. Next comment, sir. Joe, did you want to say something? Because you kind of like, unless you disconnected.
No, I'm still here. I'm just. I mean, I agree, but I would.
For the host of this podcast.
I would say more in regards to his clown comment, because I could just go in and kind of like piggyback on what you just said in regards to the world, and be like, yeah, you're right, and also this, and then also that. Oh, and did you know that Joe Biden is a clone? And did you?
The fuck? All right, we're gonna get.
Okay, here we go. We're not gonna.
No, but some of the clips of Joe Biden are hilarious. So you gotta be real.
Yeah,
this guy, he looks like a geriatric. Like I don't know what's going on.
Because he is a geriatric. He's old as shit.
Right.
It's not him.
Okay. I want you to cite your source before you start saying these sensational things. Cite your sourse.
Sure.
And send it to me.
I will.
And if you want to hear Joe's sources, email us. lastoftheniceguys@yahoo.com. And put in the title, Biden clone. Okay? That's the subject line.
Biden clone. Okay. Next
Manny is next.
Next comment.
This is a fun episode. See?
Dog training services.
What?
That's his name. Dog training services.
Oh, okay. Okay. Right.
Says, don't say hysterical. It's apparently overtly sexist.
Huh?
What?
I'm guessing if you use the term hysterical towards women, like why are you acting hysterical?
Why hysterical? Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's what he means, that it's overtly sexist.
What? I don't have anything to say about that.
So here's my thing. Is that a satirical comedian? Is that is he joking? Is he real? And do we ever use hysterical before in our?
No, I think he's just generally saying, that's something else that shouldn't be said. Yeah.
Oh. Next comment. I got
nothing.
I got nothing either. I don't
got time for that.
Yeah.
He's being hysterical.
Our episode 57, our father's responsible for their baby mama's goodness.
Goodness.
This is actually gracious. This is another one that became somewhat of an issue because Joe chimed in on this one and he showed his colors, but we're not gonna, whatever. What just happened? The original comment was I'm guessing this is a female. Brain damage 6 experience.
Yep.
Yeah, we're not.
That's all you need to know.
Sounds like he's he or she needs some therapy.
Yeah, that's all you need to know.
Um,
The fact that that's what you choose for your, damn it, man. Come on, carry on.
um, says typical childish responses. If you aren't interested in the mental or emotional well-being of your child's mother, then you shouldn't have pumped her with your kids. Your kids' mental and emotional health depends on the both of you being stable. If you don't care about her, then you don't care about your kids.
Wrong. Absolutely
So
wrong.
I told her, I appreciate your comment. I only have two things to say. First, you missed the basis of the question entirely. And that may be because I worded the topic of this clip wrong. My apologies. We basically are asking if the responsibility should fall entirely to the fathers, not that whether one should care for their well being. And secondly, please hold all judgment to the episode until you actually listen to the full episode. It is 67 minutes. This is a 59-second clip.
I guarantee the Manny has that response as a cut and paste, and he just changes the size of the clips. That's
Dude,
it.
it's horrible. And then here comes Joe. No, I'm sorry. So before Joe puts his comment, this individual says, I can respect that and most definitely will give the podcast, and a listen. And then shortly thereafter,
And then here comes the heavy metal music.
so as I reach the Discord with this stranger, here comes Joe. I'm going off on a limb here and assume you have no children.
Shots fired.
And if you do, either your
Joe,
relationship.
you don't have a daughter, so you can't use that shit.
Yeah, you need to shut up and know your place, son. And if you do, either your relationship with the child's parent is immaculate or you guys are still together. Because I know for a fact you did not watch the entire podcast. Not to mention, you sound like a simp.
Oh shit.
So let me elaborate. A father's, since we're only referring to fathers in this episode, a father's job is to ensure their child has food, clothes, and a place to sleep, regardless if the child lives with the dad or the mother. However, if the mother of that child is in a relationship or even married, the obligation of providing that said woman is the job of the partner she is with. In no way, shape, or form is the responsibility of the father/man to make sure that woman is good. Her partner can provide literally everything she needs to ensure her life is good. Now, if she's single and just raising your child, you still have no obligation. A grown man fathering their child is doing the job of raising the child already. That's enough work. Now I got to make sure a grown woman has what she needs to. Am I a bank? Is my name Chase? Unless you make 6 to 7 figures a year with many benefits, then sit down and have her take care of herself. My job is to make sure my kid flourishes, not to make sure a fully grown woman has milk in her fridge or money in her pocket. If she's unfit to take care of the child, give the child to her father. The end.
Damn. Joe, okay, what happened that day? Clearly, something happened. What happened?
Somebody shitting his fucking
No,
cereal.
seriously though, that like what, Joe? What happened that day? Like what was going on? This is a safe place.
No, first of all, it's not. Secondly, it just triggered me. I'm sorry. I've been through way too much shit and still go through it today about, and I've and then three of us have joked around about this, but it's actually happening still. So for me, it's like it kind of hits home. I'm sorry.
It never ends.
It doesn't. And that's the thing. And that's the reason why I get so triggered by these comments about and about these topics, because it's like I'm literally living through this. It's not, and a part of me is like, man, I wish people would be in my shoes for like at least a day or find out exactly what it is I'm talking about, so that they can have their own and like
Joe,
just form their own opinion about it.
Joe, it's just a fucking ride to the grocery store, okay? It ain't
Yeah,
that
it's just
serious, man.
meat.
Come
It's just
on.
meat,
It's
bro.
just
It's
a
just
ride to the
meat.
goddamn grocery store. Jesus
Next comment.
Christ.
Next comment.
So this is the
Next
final.
comment.
This is the final comment.
The
I don't know if
final countdown.
I don't know
Shut up.
if
That's a great song. You're ruining it.
Yeah, I'm
wow,
sorry.
there he's still in his feelings.
I'm gonna go to the grocery store right now.
Get that special meat.
That's right.
Yeah, go get that. Go get that
I-
tortellini.
Get that sausage.
I don't know if YouTube removed this comment or if this gentleman removed their comment because it's gone, but I do have the notification for it, so I'll read it. So and I want you guys take on this because I don't think this idiot has any children or he's probably still single and jerking off to a
I don't think
sex
I don't think
robot.
he has girls either. So I don't think he found the girls either.
So demonic or I'm sorry, Dominic Galata. Whatever, I don't care. You're not important. First of all, his intentions were to say wear a condom, but it's where as in where are we going?
Okay. Well, that's unfortunate.
Right. So wear a condom. I don't know if he's asking a question. Pick better partners and you won't have to deal with this. These problems tend to be caused by a level of stupid that I passed when I was 12. Responsible is buying condoms, and then that's where it cuts off because I can't see beyond the notification.
To a degree, he's right. To a degree, he's absolutely right. You know, most men either do not consider the V they're sticking their P in, or they ignore glaring red flags about the P, the V they're sticking their P in. For example, here's a red flag for you guys. My kids' moms, you know, back in the day, AOL Instant Messenger, AOL AIM was the shit.
The shit.
Everybody was on that. You had your own little screen name, got into different chat rooms, you talked. My kids' moms' AIM username was, and I shit you not, Psycho122. Psycho122.
Isn't she in law enforcement? How is that even possible?
That is irrelevant. So what I'm trying to say is, if that's
relevant.
not a glaring red flag to not stick your P in that V, it was a screen name, Psycho122. There was no special characters. It was the actual word psycho with the actual word one and two twos. If that's not a glaring red flag as to what you're about to get involved in, nothing is. But, you know, the V was good. So
This is coming from the same man who used to drive a yellow Pikachu-like car.
It was a yellow Sun in the Phone with chrome wheels, tinted
Sun in the
windows,
Fun.
and a sunroof, Dodge Neon. And you had no problem with that car back in Silver Gold. And all the ladies wanted to ride up in that sunshine. Anyway, so it's true. So what he's saying is right. Because when I look back on certain things, I even told the boys recently, my kids, I said, you know, your mom's like username was Psycho122. What the was I thinking? You know, but you know, I was young and stupid. And let's just keep it real. She turned me out. She did. So that's just the reality of it. He's right to a degree. But some women, they hide crazy really well. Mm-hmm. Really well. Some of them, they don't show it till 6 months in, a year in, till you put the ring on the finger until you get married, Joe. So that is.
God, here we go.
That, so I don't hate on his comment because he's right. We should take that moment to really look at. That's what I tell my boy. I said, guys, look, get in whoever you want, but understand. Make sure that you're prepared to be stuck with this person forever, whether it be an STD or another STD. I mean, having kids. That's it. I recommend don't stick your P in a V that you don't really want to stick around.
Not unless you're a certain somebody who has the ability to just walk away and not move to another state.
Oh, that is a totally different story. Whatsoever. Yeah, that too. But then again, in that case, of course, we're being very vague about what we're talking about, guys. I understand. But in that case, he knew, but did he know? Is what I'm saying. He knew from what people were saying, but did he know from the individual? Were they falling on deaf ears because you listened to the firsthand source? Was he being told, don't mess with that, the shady and crazy? But she's saying, come get some of this sweet V. I'm not shady and crazy. You know what I'm trying to say? So it calls into question what he was told. What did
It's a
he
big
understand
question.
when he got involved and got messed up into that kind of thing? You know, I
Which
thought the kid,
which oftentimes is never. You never get told anything.
and you don't know anything until you know it.
Mhm.
But at least I can say, hey, listen, she told me she wasn't crazy. I mean, it's not a good excuse, but it's something. As opposed to, I never really considered if this girl was crazy or not. I just kind of just got it in. So I respect that comment, and I don't take it as a negative comment because absolutely right. Men as a whole, we should really take a moment, even with wrapping it up or not wrapping it up, to stop and think: is this worth forever? Because that's what you're risking. You're risking forever with this individual. Guys, comments before we wrap it up.
You were living dangerously back then, I must say.
Yeah.
Very dangerously.
I was a goddamn idiot. I mean, absolutely blessed to have two wonderful boys. No
Well,
girls though.
at least she won't come back on the podcast and slap the shit out of you again like she did last
But
time.
I did that but I caused that though. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
She didn't just come on and start wailing on me in the podcast. I provoked her, and that was on purpose. I just didn't think she'd hit me so hard, but I knew she'd say something. So that was done. That was done on purpose. You guys should check out that episode. You won't see the full smack because I cut it just at the end for comedic effect and to save my dignity. But it was funny. What was that? The what was it? The 50th episode? It was some kind of something.
No, it wasn't the 50th.
What was it?
It was a lot sooner. It was a lot sooner than that.
But it wasn't it for oh no, it was a 1-year anniversary, right?
I don't remember.
It was around there, but you had a ton of interruptions that day on air, and it was absolutely hilarious. It was hilarious, absolutely hilarious. Yeah, I enjoyed every second of that episode.
Yeah, that shut the fuck up. That was. Did you know that in that episode I put my arm around her waist to get her closer? That's the first time I touched her like that in like fucking 11 years. I felt so weird about it after the fact. I was like, did I just put her on her waist?
Did you wash your hand and your arm?
No. I put that same hand and held my crotch the rest of the night as I fell asleep.
Okay.
Wait. So you didn't even get consent on that? That can be considered rape in some states.
That could be.
Oh, fine. Hashtag cancel Jay. Whatever. Fuck. What? I mean, I can't win anywhere. Okay, I'm lonely. No, I really am not. That's listen. By the way, I say this shit a lot, guys. I'm joking. I am not. I'm not. It's just a funny joke for me because I'm back to being that single guy again. So it's great. I'm fulfilling my role in this podcast. Okay, perpetually single, divorced, and future divorced. That's our roles.
Damn,
on this
man!
podcast.
I was waiting for you to say some shit. I was like, watch him say, because I know it's gonna be a pause.
What I meant to say
comment.
was engaged.
Yeah,
that's what I meant to say.
Yeah, okay.
So you got the perpetually single, you got the divorced, and you've got the future potential. Sure.
Under construction. Okay, under construction.
Heavy construction. I'm talking about the damn
high-rise building.
The high-rise building. Oh, this. I mean, we're not being. I'm sorry, we're not being sensitive. But a high-rise building literally collapsed into its own footprint. Kind of construction.
Oh my god.
That's the kind of construction we're talking about right now. I'm talking about they have to build.
So funny. It's so funny that he's right.
Okay. I'm talking about they have to build reservoirs to release the pressure from the water that's flooding the site. That's how much construction.
Well, okay. Final thoughts, everybody. Jesus
I'm talking
Christ.
I'm talking about molten metal in the basement kind of construction.
I just have one question. With that tight shirt and those tight shorts in that picture, which village person are you? Are you the construction worker?
The one, no. The one that got away.
Joe, I think you're being insensitive. I'm not Joe. Man, you're being insensitive. Joe cannot afford a vasectomy. So the best that he can do is keep his testicles close to his body because too much body heat it kills off sperm. So that's what he's doing. He's making
Is that
sure.
what it is?
Speaking of
remember
killing off sperm,
when it's cold, the testicles they retract. They get closer to your body for the warmth. When it's hot, they dangle because it can't be too hot. They can't be in the heat all the time. He's doing the right thing for him. He's making sure those suckers are microwaved by his own internal heat every day to personally sterilize himself. You're inconsiderate, and you should apologize to Joe.
No, I'm not going
You
to
know what?
apologize because that was a simple procedure for
That's
me.
an alpha male right there. That's what I'm talking about.
Speaking of that, make sure you don't get the jab because that can affect your reproductive organs. Moving on.
You mean the shot? Because
I don't say the V word because the V word could be triggered by many people. So I just say jab.
All we ever do is trigger people. All right. So final thoughts, guys, on our a nice guy's response.
Thank you for the comments. The comments are welcomed. Please.
The comments are great. It's a lot of comments. This is a long episode. It's an hour and a half episode.
I really don't care how any of you feel. I'm still gonna talk and act the same way I talk and act, and that's just that. But I do welcome the negative comments. I welcome the negative. No, I mean we all have our personalities in the show.
For me, he's up there. Sorry.
We all have our personalities in the show. Okay, Manny is the angel. He's a biracial angel. And then
my Derek Jeter. What the fuck?
Oh fuck.
And then you have Jason, who's pretty much neutral on everything, but more towards women are trash. And then you have me.
I'm chaotic neutral. I agree. I'm chaotic neutral.
And then me, I don't like anybody. So I mean, that's just it.
He's just chaos.
We all complement each other in a way where it's just beautiful. It's like a perfect painting that probably costs about.
I know that
$50.
Manny's my spirit animal. That's all that matters. But you.
Well, my spirit animal is that guy right in the photo, Pepe. His name is Pepe.
Yep, and of course he's
Monkey?
a monkey because Joe is racist. So that
And he loves bananas.
He does. With that being said, that's it for Last of the Nice Guys. A nice guys is his response. Tres, part 3. Will there be a part 4? Absolutely, because I think bundling all these comments and allowing us to go back in time to we actually have a lost episode coming up because I found like 8 comments from 2020 that I did not discuss. So there's gonna be a part 4 right there, the lost comments right there. But it's fun. It's a fun episode. So I hope you guys enjoy it. And I want you guys to see that we do respond to every comment and we do read everything and we will air everything. Even if you call us dirt bags, we're gonna air it and we're gonna respond. We're gonna wipe our hands clean. We're gonna move on because there's no such thing as a bad comment. All comment is interaction. All comment is good for algorithms and so on and so forth. Because remember, we make money off of this allegedly. So we need to make sure that this benefits us. So trust me, that's sarcasm. Okay, if I use this as a clip, sarcasm. Damn it.
Is any of this satire?
Yes. So I'm Jason.
I'm Joe.
And I'm Manny.
And thank you for your time.
Sack of shit.
The Last of the Nice Guys. Follow, like, and subscribe on Twitter and Instagram at Last Nice Guys, Facebook.com/Last Nice Guys, or email lastoftheniceguys@yahoo.com.